Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. So for today's reflection, I'm going to start off with the second reading and then speak about the gospel because there is this beautiful transition that takes place. So in the second reading, St. Paul makes very bold statements. He basically says, if you're leading a life of enjoyment, live your life as if there's nothing to enjoy. And if you're living a life buying things, live your life as if there is nothing that you own. And so St. Paul's justification for this is that the world that we know now, the world that we are living in, is soon to pass away. So while St. Paul says that basically this world that we're living in is coming to an end, Jesus reminds us in the gospel that there is this new kingdom that is at hand. There is this new kingdom that is near. But to enter this kingdom, you must repent and believe in this good news. And this good news is Jesus himself. After this, we then read that Jesus goes to James and John and tells them to follow me because I will make you fishers of men. In other words, he's telling them to leave what they own and follow Jesus. Leave their career and follow Jesus, because the career that Jesus will guarantee them is a career that's far greater than the career they are having in this world. In other words, what Jesus is leading them into is much more greater than what this world can offer. But I want you guys to remember this. James and John had a choice. Now Jesus gave them an option. He said, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. But James and John ultimately had a choice of saying no, because they have a family, they have a career, and they could have even said, Jesus, we can't follow you because who's going to look after my family? Who's going to look after my dad, Zebedee? It is this career that we are in now that is providing financial stability for my family. Now, if I was to leave this, who is going to provide this financial stability for my family? And the other option that they had, which they actually chose, was, Jesus, I'm going to follow you because I'm going to believe in what you're guaranteeing us. And so they both ultimately had a choice. The other day I was doing a live stream with one of my brothers about God's love. And basically one of the questions that came in was, is religion emotional blackmail? So now when we think about blackmailing is basically forcing someone, if you don't do this, this is what will happen. And someone could argue that perhaps Jesus is blackmailing James and John in the gospel. He's telling them, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. But if you don't follow me, you won't become fishers of men. So is Jesus blackmailing? The answer is no. Jesus is not blackmailing. Jesus gives us the freedom to choose. Now what Jesus does is he tells us what he will guarantee if you follow him, if you live a life for him. He tells us what we are guaranteed, what our reward will be. But the choice is ultimately ours. My dear friends, I want you to remember this, that you do have the choice of how you want to live your life. You can live a life in this world and for this world and for the pleasures of this world. Or you can live a life for the kingdom, obeying God, obeying his commandments and following the good news. The choice is ultimately yours. In Revelations we read that God knocks on the door, and if we open it, he dines with us and we with him. Adam and Eve had the option to choose. God told them not to eat from this tree, but they had the choice and they chose to disobey God, and as a result they had to leave the Garden of Eden. But remember that when Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, God did not abandon them. God was still with them. God still clothed them. So even us, if we decide to disobey Jesus, that does not mean Jesus abandons us, but he still follows us. He still watches us. The thing is, Jesus' love is unchanging, but it is us that can choose to follow him or not, to love him or not. You see, I'm saying all of this, encouraging you guys to follow God. But it's ultimately up to you if you want to choose God or not. But just remember, God's love is unchanging. And this world can offer you many things. But all the things that the world offers you will eventually come to an end. But what God offers you is for eternity. So now you must remember now, are you going to live a life in this world that will eventually come to an end, like St. Paul reminds us today? Or are we going to live a life for God in which we are guaranteed something for eternity? Thank you so much, guys, for listening. I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a great day ahead. And I also hope that, and I pray that you're all remaining safe and that your families are all safe. See you next week. God bless.